Hey everyone, welcome to the second day of the quarterfinals of the Sc2AI Arena tournament. I'm here with Ketrock again. Welcome.
Hey
Thank you
guys.
for coming. Great to have
Good
you.
to be here.
Still happy from yesterday, I take it. Had a nice win over Whaleme.
Yeah. It was always a little bit tricky when you play that bot. You never know what to expect, but happy to get through.
Yeah,
And then we're getting into the real brunt of the big bots now.
yeah, we're getting there. Let's just take a quick look. So essentially, Ketrock beat Whaleme 3-1 yesterday to set up a semi-final against Negative Zero, who also had a 3-1 victory over Sharpened Edge. That was a fun one. And then we come to today's, which is it's going to be some fun games. MicroMachine up against Spudde first, followed by Eris up against Benbot BC.
Yeah. Two big powerhouses in there with Eris and MicroMachine, but no slouches from Spud or Benbot either. Both veteran bots that have done quite well and have had success versus all the top bots sporadically. So
yeah, the bots that can on their day definitely pull an upset. So maybe today will be their day. But it has to be said that MicroMachine has won the last 4 of our tournaments, I think, that we've done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you
So
can keep the streak alive.
yeah, it's quite a streak, and yeah, it's going to be some fun games today.
Much different era now, though.
Yes.
That was back in the day when, like, could you take a game off of MicroMachine? It was kind of what the question was. Now MicroMachine's like in the mix as one of the top bots, but not that standalone unbeatable god anymore.
Yeah, so just for anyone who doesn't know, back in the day before we kind of merged with AI Arena, we used to do kind of 4 of these tournaments a year. Now we just do 1 or maybe 2. So we're kind of spaced out a bit more. So there's a big long time gap. I was looking back. Last time was actually January 2021, which we done one of these tournaments where MicroMachine was totally dominant. But yes, as you say, very different era now, and there are lots more bots bringing it to MicroMachine. So anyway,
yeah, I kind of wonder if Raph got into MicroMachine again, how long it would take before he'd just dominate the scene once again, or if he would dominate the scene once again.
I think it's going to be a lot harder now.
Yeah, I could see it taking him like 1 week and then he's ahead of everyone, or I could see him working months and just not taking the number 1 spot.
Yeah, either
really
way.
Tough to say.
Oh, that's just more motivation for Raph to sort of like start taking it seriously again. Anyway,
last I heard, I think he was working on a bot for stock trading or something like that.
Oh God! Apparently they make more money than StarCraft 2 bots, but we get more minerals, so that's fine. You know. Anyway, let's have a look at our first game. I think it's on Oxide. First one, MicroMachine up against Spudde.
Yeah.
Let me know if you're good to
all
go.
Loaded and ready to go. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so down in the bottom left, it's the current champion defending. It is MicroMachine.
I shall call you 4409. Okay, it already disappeared.
Yeah.
And spawning in the top right, we have at the blue Terran, it is Spudde.
Yeah. So MicroMachine comes up with weird names, but it has to be said that this is the bot IDs that we give them. It's not just MicroMachine just deciding, I'm going to call you random name X. But yeah.
So I guess this kind of always starts with the question is, can you handle a Reaper running around your base? Because sometimes MicroMachine wins the entire game off his first unit.
Yeah.
And then if you can get past that stage, then we will have a game on our hands.
Yeah, although I think Spud does have some pretty decent defense to that. So.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you make some early units and just chase the Reaper, it's usually good enough to at least prevent workers from dying and whatnot.
Yeah.
Some bots are really good at just sniping the Reaper altogether. I remember Gen Z bot was always a murderer of the opening Reaper.
Yeah. We're very early CC from MicroMachine, actually.
Yeah, in-base command center.
Yeah.
What was that? Barracks
Well,
into refinery command center, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting build.
Yeah.
Oh, did I see that right? I think he started a Marine, and then once he got 50 gas, he canceled the Marine and started a Reaper.
I didn't see that. It's possible.
Yeah, that's a nice little like
Yeah.
detail, because you know, if you are getting cheese, if you see a cannon coming up or something, then that you can allow that Marine to finish.
Yeah. So both of them have their early Reaper out, both of them going in the same direction. But MicroMachines was going towards the base and Spud was going towards his own mineral line.
Mm-hmm. Although that does mean there's nothing to intercept this worker scout out of Spud, so Spud will be able to get a good look at what's going on in the base. At minimum, you'll see 2 barracks. It all depends if the wall closes or not, which it does. Yeah, it's only seeing the 2 racks.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Reaper is a little hesitant to get inside.
Yeah. Spud's dealing with this quite well. Yeah, I don't think he's going to lose anything.
Yeah. So this is like just basic chasing, looks like, and it's good enough. You're not going to lose any workers. You know, he's not cutting off and cornering the Reaper, but still working decently.
Yeah. And MicroMachine, has to be said, does have a full scout of everything now, so he knows. But
yeah, so spots a double gas. You know, we got 2 tech labs going up on the barracks and the factory, followed by a starport. So pretty quick tech for Spud. And now that there's 2 Reapers in his base, this could be a little more trouble. You know,
yeah,
as long as he keeps these Marines out of range, he might pick up a couple workers here. Let's find out.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, I think, because it's just not going to get enough time on any of these workers to do serious damage.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of them down in like the orange, but
yeah. Although if he does come back with some more units to kill some workers, they're going to be some very easy workers to kill.
He's kind of trapped here too. I mean, that bunker.
Yeah.
You can't walk by it without dying.
Yeah, no way out. Both the Reapers are gone down. So I think we're into a pretty even game at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Second starport out of MicroMachine is a little interesting.
Yeah.
Looks like he's actually just building a medevac out of the first starport, so I'm guessing he's going to continue his newish bio play.
Yeah.
Spud building depots in his mineral line, trapping actually one of his workers.
Yeah.
When the depots are done and they're lowered, it's kind of nice, a way to save space, but in the short term, it really hurts your economy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really doing much for him. There's not exactly no space there for depots.
Yeah. What you can do is build depots in front of a gas geyser you haven't taken yet.
Yeah.
And that way, you know, by the time you take the gas geyser, you'll already have the lowered depot.
Yeah.
But bots don't care too much about being super efficient on space.
I guess there is one advantage to that, is that it does make the positioning easier. If you just say build it there, it basically makes it a lot easier to, you know, not build somewhere you can't, essentially.
Yeah. But you can see how the mine is kind of messed up in his main base right now because of that depot. At least it didn't trap a worker inside at this time. But
yeah.
He's got 2 SCVs unable to mine now.
So I think Spud should have enough to deflect this attack. He's got 2 tanks to 2.
The high ground is very significant in this position as well.
Yeah. Although there is a Viking there.
Yeah, Viking in a medevac provides some vision. Losing his tank though to the high ground tank of Spud. Yeah. And that's going to cue the run back home out of MicroMachine, I think.
Yeah. So
yeah, there you go.
Let's hold there. Both getting a 3rd CC.
Yeah, very even game so far. Units lost 6 about even. Their 3rd timing's about even. Worker count's about even.
Spud is pushing across the map, or at least starting to.
Yep. More barracks going down for Spud. Just finished a reactor, so he can build 3 Marines at a time now.
Ooh.
And Stim is actually going to complete for this push, and MicroMachine will not have Stim in return.
Sure, but there's no real medevacs there from Spud, so that's going to make any stimming hard, and there's no real bio with the push either. So it's going to get chased back.
There's an opportunity there, though. Like, if you, it's okay not to heal up Stim if you use it to win a major fight, which you kind of can. Unfortunately, this Banshee in the back of the main base is just shredding. Already up to 6 worker kills.
It does get taken down.
Well, nice drop in the main base of MicroMachine, actually.
That gets a few workers as well. So Spud is now fairly well ahead, I think.
Yeah. Even prevented that armory from finishing. Let's see if MicroMachine can get that going once more.
I do love just watching this bunker mining again.
I'm just looking at the armory. It's like if he rounds it, you might say like, oh, it's 100% complete. Okay, there he goes. Finishes it off.
So it does look like it's MicroMachine's turn to push here. He does.
And yeah, there are 4 tanks for Spud, but they're not in a great position to defend this. He does have the high ground in the bunker there still, which is nice.
Disable on the tanks, good. As the Marines are rushing with the other tanks.
Yeah, getting right on top of them, right in the dead zone, which is nice.
Yeah.
So taking down all but 2 tanks.
But, yeah, this is going to be
losing his bunker means he loses high ground vision for the moment.
Yeah, the last tank does go down there. It's going to be very difficult to hold his third, I think.
Yeah, just not a whole lot of bio there. Those 4 tanks being completely undefended really hurt, because just a handful of Marines were able to take them down.
Yeah.
If there was a handful of bio there for his defense and those 4 tanks survived, this would be probably a pretty basic hold, I would think.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
That said, the last tank of MicroMachine does go down as well, so he might be able to save his third base here. We'll have to see how the reinforcements work out.
I think there's just too many Cyclones and Marines even without tanks there. But no, maybe he will.
Ooh, losing his reinforcement tank though.
Yeah.
And a Cloak Banshee always complicates things too.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately I think this third is short on its life.
Oh. And it goes down. So, is he going to try and push into the natural now? Because that's going to be a tough push, I think. But there's not much here.
Yeah, the bunker will hold for a little while with Cyclone lock-ons, with Magfield, and siege tanks blasting from range.
Yeah,
it's not going to cut it.
It's going down, yeah. Right. I just don't think there's anything. Yeah, I will fast forward it.
4th base almost complete for MicroMachine. If this does somehow fall apart, he still has a gigantic economy to fall back.
I think we'll just fast forward. GG, first game to MicroMachine, but it was fairly even for a while.
Yeah. I think it was just those lone tanks that kind of messed up Spud. Other than that, the game was super even.
Yeah. So there's definitely hope here.
The Banshee has also made a big impact. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, Spud's normally not too bad at deflecting those, but obviously if there's no Marines there and, you know, there's a lot of other things going on in the map, it's not always easy. Yeah, so
good game.
Let's get game 2 loaded up. Have a look. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if MicroMachine will use the same tactic again. I think he normally does. But see if Spud finds something else to counter it. It's always possible.
I feel like MicroMachine has many different openers, but they all kind of lead to the same idea of same idea of a macro game later on.
Yeah.
So he has more defensive openers and greedy openers and proxy openers, but yeah, they all go to the same place.
I think once you get to that stage, it's all kind of pretty similar. But yeah, it's just how you get there really, and in what state. I am good to go when you are.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. So spawning in the top right, up 1-0. It is the returning champ, MicroMachine. And in the bottom left, we have Spudde, the blue Terran. So one interesting thing from last game is I actually never had to slow down my replay to keep pace with you.
No,
so I think yeah.
I think those change settings might have worked.
Yeah.
So we basically changed from 60 frames to 30 frames in order to save my CPU. So hopefully that's done it.
We'll see what happens when like two bots are going 70,000 APM. I didn't actually check the APM that game, but
it's not too bad. MicroMachine has slowed down the APM a lot compared to what it used to be, and Spud's not the worst for APM. It's pretty bad. I think we might see more in our next quarterfinal with Eris and Benbot.
Yeah, I think MicroMachine lowered his APM, but then it raised again. Because then he started speed mining, and I think just in using Marines means he has like a lot more units on the field. So more units to micro.
Yeah, so we're currently at around 2,000 APM or 1,500 APM. Yeah, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, Marines can be death on your APM.
Yeah,
I have a Marine Rush, which it's a one base all in, but every once in a blue moon it'll end up actually getting up to like 150 supply, and then it just my APM shoots up to like 200,000 or something, and then the APM bug happens and I lose the game.
Yeah, and then you basically your PC turns into a potato. And, yeah.
I still haven't grouped my unit actions though. I'm going to start doing that soon.
Yeah.
So every frame I'll kind of group all together all the actions that are similar and give it in one batch call instead of many calls.
Yeah, that does make a
similar build
difference.
out of MicroMachine. This time he gets to do his bunker mining trick in the main base. Not many main bases provide that for him.
Yeah, that is definitely a big advantage for him. And it gives you the weird sound effects.
Yeah.
Right, okay, I'll...
You guys pan the screen away.
Screen. Yeah, pan the screen away from that, guys. It's not fun.
Reaper is almost dead.
Oh, first Reaper goes down. We almost missed that one.
I don't believe he saw the expansion, did he? Let me double check here. No, he never saw the expansion, so
yeah.
I'm not sure what sort of scouting reactive code MicroMachine has, but he's lacking a little information this time.
Yeah, and there's another Reaper coming across those, so he might be able to get in and see that.
Perhaps, but now there's more units to defend, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. There we go. He's seen the starboard, so... And he's going to get the worker. Is he? No.
No.
But he's softening them up for the Banshee follow-up.
Makes me think of whether, when your bot looks at enemy threats to decide when to run away, if you should consider how close your target is to death.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's worth taking a couple of hits if I can just get the last shot on this worker or something like that.
Again, it comes down to that decision making that humans would quite often go for that bots is very difficult to code for.
Yeah. Well, I think that could be coded in a generic way.
Yeah.
Some sort of ratio of threats to, how many seconds you require to kill off the unit. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, might be worth it. Something worth.
I know MicroMachine's Cloak Banshees kind of do that. They'll run away from enemies, but then if there's just one stalker, he'll be like, "Oh, I can win this fight," and then the Banshee will take the fight instead of running away.
Yeah. It's the same with things like oracles and things like that.
I'm not sure if it's by fluke or not, but the depots that Spud's building as mineral lines this time are not as obtrusive, not blocking off patches this time. So that's nice.
That's good. Again,
that didn't seem like a big deal, but that, that probably every time he builds one of those depots, it probably costs him like 2 Marines or something, just from the lost income.
Yeah, so again, it's a pretty even start, but yeah, MicroMachine got slightly more Marines available to him. And I think one of the big differences here is you don't have the high ground vision in the natural for Spud, so that push is going to be a bit more deadly, possibly. There we go.
Okay, so it is okay. There's a couple tanks in the back of this push.
Yeah,
but already sieged up with a bunker.
Yeah.
Obviously, the sooner MicroMachine retreats from this attack, the better it'll be for MicroMachine.
Yeah.
As there's no reason to fight into that.
Yeah, it's
denying the third could be handy though, but he did not know it's there.
No, not yet. But I kind of feel sorry for those Marines just run all the way across the map, then like come all the way back, and now he's relaunching his offensive, and it's like, no, run the other way, guys.
Well, this kind of worked for him last game, right? Where he attacked into the natural when Spud was defending his third base.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same thing's going to happen here. He's going to kind of bypass the third, hit the natural. So he's not going to be walking into that sieged up position. Even the bunker gets emptied. Because I guess they're going to be crossing paths.
Although he's just going to set up here.
Retreat back.
Yeah. So now,
luckily, MicroMachine does not know the bunker's empty, so he's a little afraid, buying time for Spud to get back in position.
I do love the way he just dived those Marines straight onto those tanks. That was brilliant.
Yeah, MicroMachine and I had a lot of tank versus tank battles when I was first able to compete against him. So we both did a lot of work on anti-tank stuff.
Yeah. It's looking good for MicroMachine again here. This push looks like it's going to get done.
Yeah, he just got sieged up first, killed all the Marines of Spud.
Yeah.
So then there was nothing left to protect Spud's tanks. And with that Marine micro that MicroMachine has, he just jumped on the tanks and killed them all.
Yeah.
And now it's like 3 tanks on 0, which is never a spot as a Terran.
No, and especially if they're sieged up, you just can't get out. I know this feeling very well. Yeah, so this one is even quicker for MicroMachine. I'm tempted to call it there.
Yeah. So one little trick I do is when I rally my units to a new base, I tell my tanks to siege up on a specific point. And what happens is only one tank can fit there. Once it sieges up, the other tanks can't get to that point.
Yeah.
So if you have 4 tanks, we'll siege up one, but leave the other 3 mobile. Which helps a lot in situations like this when you need to react quickly and pull your tanks back to a better position.
Yeah, and just keep them leapfrogging each other and pushing forward as well.
Yeah. And 1 pre-siege tank is, I think, more than enough.
Yeah.
You don't want nothing pre-sieged, but everything pre-sieged, and you'll just be caught out of position for too long.
Yeah.
Nice dropping of the Vikings to kill off their remaining tank.
Yeah, that's
you've already said
nice work there from MicroMachine. Yeah. Sorry, I think, but yeah, so 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
MicroMachine is not having any mercy today. It doesn't look like it's getting paid by the hour here. So
yeah.
Not
I mean, this is kind of going to how we expected to.
Yeah.
Spud is clearly a veteran bot and clearly is complex and can kind of do everything, but just not at the same level of MicroMachine.
No.
MicroMachine just kind of has a lot of the perfection in his decisions in micro that doesn't exist in Spud.
It's just more refined. Looks like it's just doing so much better in just making those decisions. That is always the hardest part. Like the micromanagement and everything can be done to a certain level of perfection, but the decision making is always the hardest part with the bots.
Yeah, Raph saying this, the macros by looking on par with MM. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
That is something that bots really excel at, you know.
Yeah.
It's really like if you're coding a bot, it's really hard to miss worker cycles or miss production cycles like a human does.
Yeah. All right, ready to
I'm
go
all
with
set to
game
go when
3?
you are.
Going in 3, 2, 1, go.
So spawning in the bottom left, up 2-0. It is the red Terran MicroMachine. And in the top right, so we have the blue Terran Spudde. Has to win this one to stay in the match.
Yeah. So I mean,
so when I was waiting for that game to load, I was freeze frame at the 1 second mark, and both bots were already at 4,000 APM.
Oh god.
The initial split.
Yeah. The initial frame is where you do like a lot of the setup work, so it's expected that that's going to have a lot of APM for that frame. But obviously calms down a bit later on.
I wonder if APM is calculated the same way for bots as it is for humans. Because I know, like, if you send an SCV to a mineral patch, that's considered 2 actions, right? One selecting the worker and one sending it to the patch.
Yeah, so I don't think it counts the action for actually selecting the worker unless you send a specific action to select that worker. So, I mean, you can do that in the API, but there's not a lot of point to doing it. I think it just counts the one action of send SCV to mineral patch.
It's from a while ago, but I believe it's both.
Okay.
And there's a setting called like raw effect selection or something like that, in which case there's also a deselect APM as well. So if you have that turned off, you actually reduce your APM by 33%. So it's always good to have that off when you're not testing.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like the same build out of MicroMachine here. We're going to see the early gas, but not really being put to use because he goes double barracks, double command center.
Yeah, it's good to have that gas stashed up for later, though.
Yeah, I mean, it got some in the Reaper.
Yeah.
Actually, if he goes 2 Reapers in the factory, the gas timing actually makes perfect sense. So I take it all back.
Yeah. But he is getting the Reaper there.
They're actually not complete this time for Spudde. So that SCV will be under harassment.
We'll finish it, though, looks like. Just about.
It's got 8 hit points, so that will die to the next shot. Because Reapers do 2 times 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know this Reaper is going to do at least 80 damage to SCVs. It's just, can he find the nearly dead SCV when he does it? Actually getting a little bit trapped outside of the base. Doesn't look like he's able to find the path up the cliff. There's actually 2 cliff entrances into the main, but
so there's
appears a little stuck on that bunker.
There, isn't there? Just down at the bottom there, but I don't know if you can get to that behind the geyser.
Yeah, both of those are jumpable. You kind of have to walk through the minerals, but there's gaps. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just going to sit out there and not really get anything done.
I believe at some point, MicroMachine's Reapers like to wander the map looking for proxies, and then they'll come back and maybe then they'll find their way in. But right now, MicroMachine's kind of working in the dark. He did see the expansion, which I guess is enough information.
Yeah, it's not really seen any of the buildings though, as the Reaper does finally get up and then comes straight back down again. Oh. No. It's just... It's got a pretty decent scout off now. And just going around lightly damaging all of these SCVs.
Ooh, not making it to the natural. Oh, you can't actually jump into the back of the natural in this map.
Yeah.
That's something I never really considered. You have to exit by the ramp.
Ah, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And that's where the red SCV was, so.
Yeah, quite lucky.
Yeah. Oh, and there's the other Reaper wandering the map now.
I wonder if it would be worth repairing his own SCVs on that.
My bot actually makes medevacs, even though I don't make bio and I don't do drops. So I literally only make medevacs to heal SCVs. It's actually useful versus, especially versus about like -0, who's like non-stop adept harassing you.
Yeah.
You know, all that damage on the SCVs adds up over time.
Well, the good thing about the SCVs compared to probes or drones is that they take 3 hits to kill instead of 2. So
yeah, that's true.
So here comes the medevac coming over to heal everyone up.
Yeah. Because the alternative of repairing your own SCVs actually costs a significant amount of money because there's the lost income while you're repairing each other.
Yeah.
As well as the repair cost itself.
Yeah. It's one of the things that often sort of like I think about when you have mass repair of like planetary fortresses and stuff like that is like the amount of minerals you're spending on repairing your PF and the amount of minerals you lose through not mining is sometimes not worth it. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. But, yeah, as a human player, sometimes I just don't repair the PF.
Yeah.
It's like if I need to repair the PF with all my workers, then the base is a mining anyways. And if I know I'm going to lose the base, what am I doing? Yeah. I'm just delaying losing the base and losing a bunch of money in the process. All right, so we've seen this push before. He shows up, sees the defense, and takes off back home. These games are going very similar one after the other.
Yeah.
Which is surprisingly rare in the bot world. You would think every game would kind of play out the same, but it's actually usually that doesn't happen. And now coming back for a second push, and once again, the tanks and Vikings are defending the third base for Spudde. However, this time, at least one of MicroMachine's tanks is going to walk into the sieged up tank city.
Yeah. And normally you find bots have a bunch of different builds and they can make the games look different, but it looks like Spudde's just going for the same build again.
Yeah, okay, so this completely worked out differently this one time, though. So one tank wandered into the third, and he took one volley from the 2 siege tanks, and then MicroMachine went back home. So this is normally the point in the game where MicroMachine was just winning, just like ending the game.
Yeah.
This time he got pushed back, and it's going to take a third attack. So
it does look like that tank got repaired, though. So he's coming back across the map.
So this is the longest Spudde's been alive, and now he's going to get to saturate his third base.
I don't know. I did in the first game, like I know because he had the ramp up to the natural. I think he survived a slight bit longer, but I mean, it's definitely going to be the fight that's going to decide it. Nice bit of a Dorito bomb.
So this is the first time MicroMachine's known about the third base. So now he's attacking into the third, which is exactly what Spudde wants. Yeah. 4 tanks pre-siege there. And now it's Spudde's turn to get on the offense. Okay. Okay, we got a match.
Here we go. Yep. Go on, Spudde. You can do it. Give us a series.
And we're going to see Stim and Combat Shield complete for Spudde, and neither complete for MicroMachine. It's a huge advantage in Marine upgrades.
And he's also looks like he's attacking into the natural, which is where the army is not, which is good.
Only takes 1 volley from that siege tank before losing it. Yeah, nice. MicroMachine tried to jump on the tanks, but this time with 4 tanks pre-sieged and a bunch of Marines, that did not work at all.
Yeah, that's not going to be good for him.
Yeah, but great air superiority for MicroMachine. It's able to wipe out all the medevacs and Vikings and Ravens. So that's something.
Oh, did he take out the tank? Yes. I thought the tank was hiding in the grass there for a moment and he couldn't see it, but no, he did take that out, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm guessing that was probably Spudde's scan to see the tank.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, with all the Marines down, these Banshees are having a good time. Spudde needs to retreat, but he's going to lose 3 tanks in the process.
Oh, not good for him. But he's still well in this game.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got a solid 3-base economy, taking his 4th around the same time as MicroMachine. Although MicroMachine is also taking a 5th at the same point.
Yeah.
But those 5 bases won't give him a bigger economy than 4, because you just don't have enough workers for 5 bases at this point. A 6th base on the way now for MicroMachine.
Yeah, this is going back to the old. This is going back to the old MicroMachine where it's like, I'm going to take every base on the map now. But,
yeah, just floating a ton of minerals. How's this gas income?
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting flashbacks to when MicroMachine got knocked out of Probots from having broken gas mining. I
Yeah,
was hoping
yeah.
that wasn't the case. I'm like, you just built 3
It'll be a
command
bit
centers
sad.
and you got 1,200 minerals in the bank. That doesn't seem right.
Yeah,
Okay, nice little attack angle here from Spud. Is going to catch MicroMachine mostly out of position. Actually,
yeah.
no, he's not. There's one tank. He got
There's
there
a
in time.
couple of tanks. This tank's been disabled though,
Mm-hmm.
so the problem is the air superiority from Micro Machine is pretty insane.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can really deal with those Vikings. Yeah, unfortunately that does mean that it gives the tanks free reign, but well, the Marines are gonna come and
Yeah, Marines did. He only had like 3 or 4 Marines, but they're just getting free shots on the Vikings that whole
yeah.
time. So, in losing one Viking, he killed off 3 of Micro Machines.
Oh, and there's a couple of battle cruisers out now from Micro Machine,
Yeah.
which is bad news.
So it was an important time to kill off the Viking camp because of the BC follow up.
Yeah.
But with that said, he still can't handle the BCs. So.
Yeah, I mean the Cyclones are getting some decent lock-ons, but they're just getting taken out.
Yeah. I mean, with the range of BCs, the Cyclones can theoretically kite them forever.
Yeah.
But it's just the micro's not working that way, unfortunately. Yeah, forces one BC home.
Yeah.
Minor victory, but losing the entire game in the process.
Yeah, it does get disabled. But yeah.
Yeah, that BC's already repaired and coming back. This one.
Yeah. They can't jump back in, obviously, but they can make it across the map.
Which is the way you want to use the tactical jump in the late game anyways. You want to use it to save your BC, not to get to the offense quickly.
But yeah, so there's a tank at the 5th as well, just slowly taking it out.
Yeah, army value right now is 9,000 resources to 500. So
that's not good.
Yeah, Micro Machine could send everything home but one battle cruiser and probably win the game.
Yeah.
Just with that sort of army lead.
I think maybe I should fast forward this.
Yeah.
Oh, GG.
Nice Yamato selection. Picking up the important units.
Picking off the Cyclones.
Vikings, Cyclones.
Yeah. Stuff that can kill you back. Yeah. Micro Machine now taking the natural of Spudde as well. Just for good measure. Or not the natural, the 3rd, sorry.
Yeah, during that fight, he had like command centers floating across the map. You're in a good spot when that's happening.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Just in case you need them. So GU or GG. So yeah, Micro Machine will make it into the semi-finals to face up against the winner of our next quarter-final. Yeah, Spud was a good bot, done really well in the group stage as well. So beat out 4-gate bot, which is no mean feat. But unfortunately, will be leaving us in the quarterfinals. But yeah, I've seen some really good improvement from Spud, and hopefully, if he carries on improving, he might be able to seriously challenge the Big Four in the next tournament.
Yeah, I still remember he had some really epic tournament games versus Spiny. Some of the most entertaining games.
Yeah.
Back in those old Probots. So he's got potential. He does well with a bio tank, but obviously against Terran, it's hard to use that against your opponent's tanks.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, not his best matchup. I would think.
Micro Machine in the mirror matchup is absolutely deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, we missed Spud's drops, which I'm very sorry, Spud, if we did. There's a lot going on. We can't catch everything. We do try. So sorry if we missed some drops, but yeah, we'll get there next time.
Yeah, we caught it in game 2. I don't know why we weren't looking up for it in game 3 there.
Yeah, sorry. So anyway, On to our next matchup. It is Eris up against Benbot BC. So there was some people predicting kind of like possibly an upset here, maybe if Benbot
Oh yeah.
BC can possibly get in, and
I
Eris.
believe it's true that Eris has never swept Benbot BC,
Okay,
and he's lost to Benbot BC in the series best of series before. And even when he does win, Benbot often takes a game or two.
yeah,
So yeah, this is not a sure victory for sure, even though Eris is a much higher ranked bot than
yeah.
Benbot.
He's definitely a favorite, but like I think in the group stage, Benbot was very impressive, and coming
Yeah,
through
took
some
a game
pretty
off
epic
of
games.
-0, which is always a
Yeah,
big deal.
yeah. Took a game off -0, destroyed Small Bly, and was actually looking good in that series against -0. It's like there were some moments where you could almost see him coming out on top, but sadly did fall.
Oh
So
yeah, I'm just remembering game one now,
yeah,
where like he was so far ahead on army and -0 was so far ahead on economy. And it was all going to like depend on how that played out. That could
yeah,
have gone either way.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm all good to go when you are.
Cool. Sorry, just a slight delay, just loading in.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
We'll be there in a second.
I would kind of like
Yeah,
to see Benbot go a little more old school and rush the BCs a little more.
yeah,
I think that's something that bots are not using very often, and certainly versus Zerg, it's still a viable strategy to
yeah,
get BCs in there when the Zerg only has spores and queens. You can
yeah,
you basically can guarantee you won't lose the battle cruiser, and then you can get a lot of damage done to make it worthwhile.
definitely. All right, I am good to go. Going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, starting in the top right, we have the, I believe, #1 bot on the ladder. If not, he's #2.
Yes.
It is the red Zerg. It is Eris. And spotting in the bottom left, we have the veteran bot, Benbot BC.
Yeah, I believe Eris is #2 now, but certainly him and -0 are swapping back and forth quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is a lot of. Ooh, so there is a proxy here. It is immediately spotted by Eris. Is it going to get up this
Yeah,
drone?
Jones getting a little wonky on it.
Yeah.
There we go.
I,
Yeah, unfortunately, not going to get up unless he gets really lucky with the
that's
movements.
gonna get taken out. Oh, Dagrax killed.
And he's actually going to send another worker. It looks like.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the right decision, but yep. There is a barracks being built at home though, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, any thoughts of getting a bunker up before the hatchery finishes though is not going to happen. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was a really unlucky way to start. Just had the overlord there. Oh no, is he just going to filter in units and get them killed here?
Could be.
Oh, we see
There
one
goes
more
another
looking up here.
worker.
Or two more coming out now.
I think one is just searching for proxies nonstop.
Okay, yeah. So there's a
And
marine.
third hatch on the way. Greedy, but pretty safe when you know that you have the first barracks locked down.
Yeah. Yeah. Once it's so there's a marine coming across. So if the marine can come over and kill the drone, and then it's possible that he can finish this. The drone is certainly going to take its time coming over, but then we have a Zergling coming down as well. So can he save it? So
probably not against two drones, but
he's still going for it. He's going for the. He's going for the bunker.
Okay, I think we've seen this before. So normally, if you don't get the bunker in range of the hatchery, it kind of, or at least very close to the hatchery, it doesn't really make sense, this build. But when you put the bunker this far back, I don't think it kind of executes the defense code for Eris. So it fools Eris into kind of not reacting well to it.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it contained by, oh, who was it? Chaos Bot, even, where you had the bunkers way back like this and it really messed up Eris.
Yeah, I remember. I think I remember that one.
Unfortunately, it's not in the way to catch the drone transfers between the third and the natural.
No,
if it were just like one notch higher, it could be big trouble.
Yeah, the worst thing is this barrack is not getting finished either. It's still stuck there.
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't need it because he's got 2 barracks at home, but yeah, it would be nice to cancel it. Get the resources back.
That's still 150 minerals.
Yeah. So one day I need to rewrite the code in the Java framework that calculates where expansion locations are. Because I'm pretty sure BenBot PC is still using it, and it's not positioned correctly for his natural base. So this is going to really hurt his natural base income. Yeah.
Oh. So Ravager out now.
Ravager's so unfortunately, that bunker didn't really do anything. If it caught the reinforced the transfer between the natural and third, it would have been nice.
Yeah.
But now with the Ravagers out, it's just kind of like a matter of time.
Yeah. It's not really looking good for that bunker. Although I have seen Eris suicide a few units into it occasionally, like that one. So
I got a Roach.
Yeah.
I got a Roach and forced a couple transfuses. I guess that's better than nothing.
Yeah. So he does cancel that, gets a few of the minerals back.
Oh, Marine actually taking out Queen.
Yeah.
That's a nice catch.
Now it is... Ooh. Was not that Marine's lucky day. 4 Ravager Biles onto a single Marine. I think that will do it.
And the epic defense we're normally used to seeing in BenBot doesn't really exist at the moment. First tank is only on the way now. He's got 1 bunker, 1 Marine, and okay, now he's got the bunker full and a Widow Mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, nice Widow Mine hit.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably hold this, I think, with that Widow Mine bunker.
Yeah, 3 SCVs, I think, can out-repair 4 files at a time. And now High Ground Siege Tank is going to deny the biles a bit.
Yeah. That Widow Mine on 10 HP left.
Oh, Zergling does find the 3rd base. We'll delay it momentarily. Oh, no, it doesn't.
No. It does take out the worker though, so small victories.
We'll see if Eris allows that 3rd base to get going or not. Zerglings are going to arrive right away and start working on those SCVs.
Yeah.
Nope. And they decide we're out of here.
Yeah, it's a nice reaction from BenBot. Oh, although that Marauder's going to get surrounded. And
yeah, beautiful little surround on the Marauder there.
Nice.
As he flashbacks to Kagamini when you run by the unit, then attack moves, so you get the surround.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Marauders going down. Those are not cheap units. And now the SCV line is about to get ravaged.
Yeah.
Reclaim Hellion and a few Marines will help shoo them away.
Yeah, he doesn't lose many workers actually there.
Yeah, that was alright. And there will be a planetary probably by the next attack, so.
Yeah. Problem is, Eris is already up to 87 workers off 5 bases, so that's quite an economy he's got there in there.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the playstyle for BenBot. He likes to sit back, build up, trade efficiently, and the Zerg typically gets way ahead economically. Not necessarily in a way that wins the game, though.
Yeah.
You take over for 30 seconds? I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. Just Eris doing his normal thing of taking down walls. Eris seems to hate walls for some reason, or rocks. So yeah, it looks like might be able to take out this Dropper Lord coming in with a queen. You don't often see a Dropper Lord with a queen. Okay. I guess it's just there to throw some creep around. But yeah, the creep game from Eris is amazing.
Yeah, he's like expanding all over the map. And where he doesn't have creep, he's got Brood Zerglings.
Yeah. Oh, we just saw the Dropper Lord with the queen, and the queens are being dropped around the map just to drop creep.
The queens or Balings?
No, queens inside the Dropper Lord. Like, just it was literally there to drop.
Oh, nice.
Thing. So
that's a new feature I haven't seen.
I was going to say I've not seen that before. But,
oh, beautiful! Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I was talking about this earlier. Because the nice thing about Dropper Lord is you have layer tech at that point, which means you can poop out creep.
Yeah.
This is something I used to do like in Archon mode. And I think just give me a Dropper Lord and a Queen, and you play Zerg, and I'll just cover the entire map in creep with these two units.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent tactic. I've not seen it before out of a bot though, so
no, yeah,
down on the third. Oh, all those workers got destroyed by those biles. But yeah, there's a lot of repair going on.
Yeah, planetary repair is not so efficient versus these top bots that just step right in and murder all your SCVs so quickly.
That was a pretty big win there for Eris coming in here. So
it's hard to imagine a 2-base Terran was going to be able to do much against Eris. 3 bases possibly. 2 you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And actually just plowing right through this defensive line of
I mean, this is pretty brutal here.
Although it keeps up the tank in the bunker.
Yeah, it's probably going to force this back briefly. Yeah,
so this is kind of like the win condition for Benbot. Just absorb these attacks and eventually win. But you got to get your 3rd base and eventually your 4th. Not get dropped back to 2.
The problem here is the entire map is entirely Eris's, apart from BZ's bunt base and natural.
I wonder if that Dropper Lord, if he keeps track of the energy of the Queen inside, so he knows when it has 50 energy to drop it out again.
Yeah. It's nice. Yeah. Oh, the nice grab on the tank. Oh, yep. Those tanks are getting yoinked, and I think that might be the end.
Yeah. Well, the one thing Benbot has is a lot of extra SCVs now, so he's not lacking on repair.
Yeah. What he is lacking on is minerals to repair, so...
That's true. Oh, Lurker's even there outranging the bunkers.
Yeah. Actually, they're able to get shots on the workers as well. I don't think so, no. I think it's just out of range of the workers repairing, but...
I think it's on the angle he was hitting 1 or 2 each time, I think. But with other SCVs repairing and the Medivacs repairing, you didn't really notice much permanent damage there. Nice blinding cloud. Oh, those fungals.
Fungals, yeah. I was going to say... Oh, that bunker is going to go down just about. I think he just run out of minerals to repair. Yeah, so, yeah.
Beautifully done by Eris to break through this defensive line.
It is some repair. Like, I mean, any other bot would be fast forwarding, but this defense by Benbot is beautiful. But I think we're probably nearing the end of that now. Yeah.
Yeah, we still
So
got 1.5 bases of mineral mining for Benbot, so he'll be able to keep this up for a little while.
yeah,
But I don't know if this bunker will hold forever.
I don't think it's gonna.
We got what, like 3 lurkers on it at the moment.
Yeah, see,
Fumbles every once in a while.
I think the problem will come as soon as
Well, the
Fembot
Vitos are even joining
runs
the
out of
fight and
money.
taking out all the
Yeah. Oh,
SCVs.
there we
Oh,
go.
nice.
That's it. That's game. I'm gonna fast forward this GG. So
Wow,
Eris will take game 1.
that's impressive.
Yeah. I think Eris has come with some game for this one.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
like, we saw everything there. Just like beautiful late game to break through a wall while having like nice little new
yeah.
tricks now as well, like the Dropper Lord over Dropper Lord Queen.
With Queen, yeah. No, that's
I'm gonna guess that's an amendment by Paul, would be my guess. That
yeah.
seems his style.
Yeah, he does like Dropper Lords and Nidus and all those sorts of cool stuff. I
He's like,
think,
Rasper, you just win the game. I'm gonna do all the
yeah.
fun stuff.
Probably something like that. Um, yeah, so
The
1-2.
creep is advancing almost as fast as the army is. It's
Yeah,
already in the main base.
it's crazy how efficient they are at splitting creep now. Like, yeah, at 10 minutes, the entire map is just gone, you know.
Yeah.
It's like,
And now with Eris, he like the creep doesn't even just start from his side of the map. The creep can start from
yeah,
anywhere.
it's like just coming in from all sides and going, but yeah. Right, I am good to go.
I'm gonna have to up my creep clearing game on my bot against the
Yeah,
NCM
it's
now.
something we do need to keep an eye on because it's bad enough for humans trying to keep the creep back. For bots now, it's going to be very, very difficult.
I wonder if he even uses the queen to defend the dropper lord from like say a Viking.
I don't know. That
Like if
would
I
be
send a
cool.
Viking after that overlord, am I even going to take it down, or is he going to have to use the queen defensively as well?
Ketrot, please stop giving him ideas. Okay, this is
Yeah,
bad.
I'm going to guess he doesn't have that coded in, but I'm probably
Yeah,
going to learn the hard way that he does.
yeah, yeah. All right, I'm good to
I'm good to
go.
go for game 2.
Cool. Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, after a very impressive game 1, we have the Red Zerg Eris spawning in the bottom left, and he'll be facing Ben Bot BC, the veteran Terran, been in the scene forever. He is the blue Terran in the bottom right.
Yeah. So
And kind of an interesting map. Throwbacks to Golden
yeah.
Wall, every bot author's favorite map. No
Uh,
sarcasm.
that was pretty bad, that one. But yeah, there is a
So
nice air path through. So if Benbot BC does get to BCs, then there's a nice little path for him to go and attack the main. I think we saw
yeah,
that up against -0 in the first round, didn't we?
yeah, we've even seen Eris use this closed off lower area for things like Swarm Host, Harass.
Yeah,
But probably the main feature on this map is that almost always the attack path is going to be right where this SCV is walking right now. It
yeah,
doesn't things don't get spread out as much on this map, where sometimes there's like fights spanning like 5 screens. With on this map, fights usually are all clumped up together.
yeah. So he does come in and see the expand.
Yeah, he's perfectly timed to set up the bunker, but he never proxied the barracks. So
Yeah.
barracks is built at home. He might still go
Oh,
for it anyways. He is okay.
yeah. He's going for it. I think.
Harris does spot it, and yeah, here comes the
Yeah,
drones
here
to deal
comes
with
the
it.
drone pull.
Yeah, this worked for
Oh,
me for a little while versus Eris, but then he changed his overlord pathing to always spot this bunker.
yeah,
But technically the hatchery can't see it, so you need something as a spotter.
yeah. I think the problem there was losing the SCV. If you just make the bunker without losing the SCV and it gets taken down, then if you cancel it, it's almost kind of like you've not lost anything because the amount of minerals they lose by taking it down with drones is probably more than you've lost by
Yeah,
making the bunker.
for sure. It's a gain actually. There's
Yeah,
kind of a missed opportunity in that you put 100 minerals into a bunker early on, they could have been into an expansion or something.
Yeah.
But certainly losing 25 minerals for canceling the bunker is way better than the 100 minerals that Eris loses by having 6 workers off the line.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
Okay, so there's a
backup
bunker
bunker on
there.
the low
Yeah.
ground now. But unfortunately, this Marine's going to give it away.
Uh,
It was unspotted. He's got 2 Marines against
He's
2
got
Lings,
two
though. That's
marines.
fine.
Yeah, this is not the worst. Like those things don't seem to want to attack either. So, yeah, the queen is going to come down and try and
Third Marine
figure
does
that out.
arrive, though. Ends. The bunker bow completes.
Oh, queen needs to get into the bunker. Do they have code to get into the bunker though? Get a transfuse on
Maybe
the
not
queen?
while it's
No.
fighting, yeah.
Could have been saved by a transfuse on the queen, really.
New Marine does arrive, but still wants to go after that hatchery. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. There's a lot of hit points left on that as well, so...
Because unlike on the previous map, that bunker would be gunning down drones that get transferred between bases.
Yeah.
So I'd really like to see him get in there instead of losing them one by one.
Yeah, and now we have 3 queens coming down to take out this marine. Well, the queens don't seem to mind the bunker being there.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It actually is fine because, empty bunkers don't do much.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
I remember my very first game of StarCraft 1 I played. I opened the box, installed it, and went straight onto the ladder.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need a lot of defense. That's my thinking. So I built 7 bunkers in my base. Had no idea you're supposed to put units inside them.
Oh god.
Then I lost my entire base and I didn't even know how because I didn't know what cloaked units were.
Yeah.
Quite the experience.
I think one of my favourite games I've ever played of StarCraft 2, or no, it was the original StarCraft, sorry, was we played at a LAN party, a 4v4 game, and it took literally hours because people were just building lines and lines of defence and building up 4-player armies and sending them at each other. And, we'd basically take out a line of defence each time. And, eventually we got down.
LAN parties back in the good old days.
Ah, yeah.
The thing that were fun about then was that there was no such thing as a meta.
Yeah.
You couldn't just go on the internet and figure out what was the most ideal way of playing. So you would play with your friends and, figure out how you think the game should be played. And other people will play with their friends and figure out the way they think the game should be played. And then you get together in a LAN party and then you find out who was right. You get people playing very different play styles and no one knows what's optimal.
Yeah, they're always good fun. I guess we're...
Nice little defensive setup here on the 2 bases. So
yeah.
Once again, we got a huge lead for Eris, but it's going to come down to, can Benbot PC trade well and can he establish his 3rd and 4th eventually?
Yeah. So I did like the way the Overlord came in to take that mine hit. I'm not sure if that was deliberate or not, but it basically meant that the mine is now on cooldown for long enough.
Yeah, but if you don't use that cooldown for anything, it's just free damage.
Yeah, sure. But I did like the way the mine came down and took out everything that was taken. So then going for his 3rd. There is a rather annoying Ling there. Oof. The Ling was 1 point away from killing the SCV.
Yeah. Didn't the same thing happen last time?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Seemed like a free worker kill and Marauder comes.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this sporadic Marauder army is not going to do well when there's 16 Lings on the map.
No.
Lings eat Marauders for lunch.
Yeah,
basically they're half damage units when they're not fighting against armored. So Marauders are really nice versus armored ground, but just garbage versus everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, enough Zerglings will take down pretty much anything though, so it's
Benbot has a Widowmine blocking the 5th base out of Eris. But nice reaction. Drone spots it, runs away without taking the hit, and then Ravagers immediately come over and kill the Widowmine.
Yeah.
Which is a nice little actually a beautiful thing for bots is that Ravagers can kill things that are cloaked.
Yeah, it's something you
without
see a
needing
lot
recurring
more.
vision.
It's something you see a lot more these days with people just getting like a spot on things. Also, like in the API now when things are borrowed or hidden. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean not Zerg units unless they're moving.
yeah,
But you could guess if your command center is blocked, I bet you most Zerg players will put the unit directly in the center point of the
yeah,
base. So you can just probably dial the center point and assume that that's where the Zergling is.
yeah. So
Myra's doing a nice job denying the new creep tumors. I will keep his fourth base available for a little bit longer before it gets covered in creep.
yeah. So it looks like Eris just has a single Zergling burrowed at every single base though.
Yeah.
Uh,
And two overlords pooping inside the main base of PC.
yeah, that's not nice. What's where you poop, guys?
Ooh. Will this be the first time we actually see someone expand to the 6 o'clock position on this map? We got Eris actually trying to break in.
Oh yeah. I think it's just Eris hates walls though. Like he seems to be like immediately taking out every single piece of rocks he can. So
yeah, I think that's also true. But if he actually takes out that wall,
yeah,
then maybe he'll expand there.
that's possible.
I don't think we've ever seen anyone take that base. We saw it on Golden Wall, where people took those lower bases, but never. Oh, tank actually going to go down just before the planetary finishes.
Yeah, that was bad timing.
Wow, overstim going on too.
Yeah.
I think he quadruple stimmed his Marauders. A little bit of a bug there.
That's not a good idea. You want to be careful with those drugs Marauders. Drugs are bad.
PC is finally on the fields, getting pushed away by Queens and Spores.
Yeah.
Zergling Force going down though.
Yeah, you said the Zerglings were bad against Marauders, but they seem to be getting the job done a little bit. And here we have that drop a lord with the Queen running around.
It's out a little bit late though because he already has the entire map covered in creep.
Yeah, it's like
so you don't need the dropper lord anymore. You can just send a queen across the map.
It's like go find somewhere where there isn't creep, and it's like my opponent's been trying to do that for 10 minutes. Oh, no. I thought she was going to get taken out there, but no, not quite.
Yeah. There's something wrong here with it. Or maybe there aren't overstimming. Maybe it's just he's just stimming them individually. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably right. Like because in the bot world, there's not really much point in grabbing your entire army and stimming at the same time. You might as well just stim the units as you need them.
Well, I mean, you do probably want to handle it as a group as well, though.
Yeah.
Like, if there's one Zergling,
you
may want to only stim one Marine, so you need some sort of army handling to know that. Oh boy, we're losing a big attack here going on at the third base of Benbot.
It looks like Eris is taking a lot of damage though, and not getting a lot done.
Yeah, Marauders made quick work of the roaches, which means these Hydras are fodder for the planetary and the VCs,
The VC did come in, but went out again. Oh, there's a Nidus out from Eris.
Nice defense. Lost all of his workers, saving it, but killing an army for workers is definitely worthwhile.
Yeah. So Nidus out at the top. I don't know what's going to come through there. Doesn't look like anything. So he makes the Nidus and then walks his entire army over. It's like
that sounds like a Paul thing as well.
Yeah.
Paul's old bot used to do that sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, come on guys, the Queen's like, I just flown all the way over here to give you a nice quick path, and now you're just going to walk all over here yourself. Great guys, thanks. Good to know I'm appreciated.
Once again, going to save the base though as Benbot PC. So killing an entire army just for the cost of like 15 workers or so.
Yeah.
Oh, but here comes the neural parasite. Oh, nice defense to Neural though.
Yeah.
So Benbot, as soon as he got Neural, he scanned, found the investor, then focused the investor down.
Yeah.
This is actually looking pretty good for Benbot
I
BC.
think,
His BC count's getting up. He's got 5 bases fairly well established.
yeah. I think he
And
also.
then if the fight gets focused on the forward base of Eris, I could see that going really well for Benbot BC
Yeah.
as well.
So I think with the neural, he also disabled his own BC as soon as it got neuraled as well, didn't he? So.
But he did. He matrix his own BC.
Yeah. He just
That's
used
funny.
the disable on it. So.
Okay, Benbot's actually running out of workers to repair with. He's down to 30. He keeps sending them to the base that requires repair, but then there's nothing left of the other bases.
Yeah, so his income is pretty much in the toilet at the moment. Ooh.
Yeah, never really got set up. These 5 bases all got mining. It would have been nice, but I guess those worker kills did matter.
Yeah. So, Benbot down to no workers.
Oh,
Or
right.
he has his battle cruisers.
Yeah, just like suicidal SCVs trying to get to the planetaries to repair.
Yeah.
I think I know a little bit of something about that. It sounds like something my bot would do.
Yeah. Well, if there's no income, I don't see any way of Benbot winning this. I think it might be worth a fast forward.
Yeah. Too bad. I kind of like the setup for Benbot. Like, if he was going to beat a big economy Zerg, I feel like this layout is going to work well for him.
Yeah. It's just a shame he lost all his workers, really.
Yeah, 5 base economy doesn't mean much with 2 workers. Or
yeah, exactly. It's a shame. But, some nice hits there still. But yeah, these muses are going to be absolute death. So, yeah, down to the final base.
Yeah, nice little yoinks on the siege tanks and Raven, or the Vipers.
Yeah, the neural parasites from the BCs as well are just crazy good. Cool.
GG.
GG, guys. So yeah, Eris 2-0 up. We could be having a short night. This is yeah. I thought at least Benbot would be getting a game maybe, but we'll have to see. Backs against the wall now. If it's going to happen, it's got to be this one.
Yeah, I feel like the last game was his opportunity. Just the way the bases and the expanding laid out just seemed ideal for Benbot, and he wasn't able to turn around, unfortunately.
Although I've just looked and seen the size of game 4, so maybe.
Yeah, if we get there. Size of game 4. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
7 meg replay file. Replay files are normally like under 100K.
Yeah.
But with bots, there's
for
so
humans. For humans, replays will be like 100, 200K maybe if it's a long game. Yeah. So
let's see if we even make it to game 4.
Yes, if we make it, it's going to be an interesting one, I swear. But all right, I'm pulling for Benbot here. Come on, sending all my energy. Ready to go when you are.
Yep.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so back against the wall, spawning in the top right, we have the blue Terran Benbot BC. And up 2-0, we have the god himself, Eris. I guess is a she.
Yeah, what is Eris the god of, actually? I can't remember.
Oh, nothing.
God of something,
except the god of bot StarCraft.
Oh, okay.
There might be a god named Eris. I don't know.
I think there was, yeah. Like, it's a god of something anyway. But the god of something, that's it. ultimate god, isn't it? It's like,
Proxy barracks immediately spot again. Not a good sign.
yeah.
I blame Crip for not sending his vibes in a good enough way.
Yeah, sorry guys, my fault. What can I say?
Let's see. It is another map that has a ramp at the natural. So if he gets one of those bunkers up at the bottom of the ramp,
yeah. The problem
there's potential there.
I think he's just going to send more SCVs to try and finish off this barracks.
Yeah, actually not sending another SCV this time, which is interesting. So he's just going to let it be, which seems fine. Normally you like to cancel the barracks and get your money back, but if there's going to be a drone there the entire time, it actually makes sense to you know, keep that drone from mining, cancel it last second.
Yeah. It depends how desperate you are for the minerals, I guess.
Barracks will complete at home, and let's see if anyone's going to be going for a bunker. 2 more barracks actually on the command card here. And the proxy barracks does get cancelled.
Yeah.
No, bunker at home. So no proxy shenanigans this time.
It's more of a defensive build. But no second CC yet. He's just going full on Marines. He hasn't even taken any gaff yet.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be an all-in of some sort.
I think it looks that way.
No, looks like he's still going to expand. So yeah, so it's a gas is fast expand. Well, that's not so fast because he built 4 barracks, but
yeah. So I wonder how. No, I think he's just going to pile out Marines, isn't he? Doesn't seem like any other tech coming down. Meanwhile, nothing really for us except a spawning pool, so...
I think this SCV is trying to kill the proxy overlord. So how do you drill up again?
No, it's just scouting it, make sure it doesn't do anything crazy. Like, you know, maybe a queen will appear in there. Probably not yet, but...
It's kind of like climbing into the bottom of an outhouse and waiting to see what happens, though. There's only bad news in this SCV's future.
Yeah.
We know what these proxy overlords do.
They are scary. So we'll get into the main, scout everything.
Yeah. Nice time, Scout. He's going to spot... No, he doesn't actually check the second gas. So no information about how gas deprived Benbot is, but certainly looks like a bio type build.
Yeah.
Starting combat shields now.
I think this is just going to be a mass pretty soon. But if it's going to be successful, it's got to go pretty soon, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind him getting, you know, full mineral saturation on both bases and enough production to handle that.
Yeah.
And then going. Because this isn't really a one base all in.
No. But yeah, I think that if you leave Eris without any pressure and able to just spread creep and get exactly the army he wants, then it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, you don't want to wait until 20 minutes, but you know, a 2-base time you can hit at, you know, 8 minutes or 9 minutes and still win the game. It's not like 1 base where your window's really tiny.
Yeah.
Obviously aligning it with an upgrade would be a good idea. Like combat shield's about to finish and he's pushing across the map now, so
it should be good.
Although he's pushing a little early, he may end up losing these Marines right before combat shield finishes.
No, I think he should be okay, maybe.
Yeah, he may have just been chasing that one Zergling. This may not actually be a real attack.
Entirely possible.
Or maybe he's trying to attack and now he's getting distracted by the Zergling in his third base, which is almost certainly going to die. Okay, that goes down.
No, there's another one that's burrowed there as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't know about that one, so
No.
I can't distract him. Yeah, now is not the time I'd like to see the push happening.
Yeah, he's got enough to do it, I think. Got a really good shout there. Although these Marines are going to get taken out by the Zerglings.
Yeah, I mean, he's got... oh, he doesn't have +1. He's going for +1 armor first, which is an odd choice. But
Yeah.
if he had +1 attack and combat shield, I would say this have a good chance.
+1 armor against Zerglings is also a decent upgrade to have. But...
That is true. They're probably actually equal.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I think Benbot wants to really be putting on the pressure now, but he keeps getting distracted by these scout Zerglings, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's still a pretty big army. We just find the Bard Zergling at the third. But the one thing about Benbot being extremely gas-starved is there's nothing really to clear these the creep except for scans. But
yeah, which honestly from my book is okay because I really want to see Benbot be attacking right now. You're not going to win this at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah,
you gotta get it across the map and you just gotta start doing damage.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, bots don't recode themselves during a game, and I think Benbot will be permanently distracted by every Zergling that floods across the map.
That would be scary if they could recode themselves halfway through. It's like,
oh, actually catching these Zerglings a little bit.
So yeah, most of them do make it out and back to the rocks.
Now he's stuck on nothing.
Yeah. He's like, right.
What is going on? Okay, there he goes. Now commit.
Go for it, Benbot. You could do this.
I mean, you got Stim, you got +1 armor, now's the time. But now here comes a counterattack of Zerglings yet again. And it draws Benbot back.
Oh, no.
And actually a huge army lead for Eris, so it's not like he's even guaranteed to do damage.
No. I think this is looking
kills
really
off his Zerglings, but does stim all of his units. I guess that does mean he can counterattack quickly, but once again he gets distracted by an Overlord.
Yeah, it's...
And now distracted by a Zergling.
Oh, no.
So,
just
making
attack.
much use of that stim.
Just run. Just do it. No. Oh, it's... Yeah, I think it's going to get destroyed by this Roach Ravager army now.
Yeah.
The Marauders are okay against this, but the Marines will just die pretty quickly. Oh, the army is just getting absolutely destroyed.
Well, I mean, it's fighting with a planetary, so this is an amazing spot to fight.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah.
But
those
yeah, he lost his army,
crazy.
and his army, this army was the only win condition.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Benbot. He might transition into a really long game, but the timing attack is the timing is past.
Yeah. Yeah. And now the creep sped is fully engaged. Eris up to 7 bases. Obviously, he can't entirely saturate them, but he does have more than 100 workers. So, yeah. I mean, 100 workers, you could probably saturate 5 bases. Almost.
I think the biggest thing that allowed my bot to start beating Eris was actually dealing with these random Zergling harassments in a better way.
Yeah.
So it was doing the same thing to my army. It kept distracting me. And if you get distracted too long and Eris has that giant economy,
yeah.
you really need to put on that pressure early.
So yeah, some nice fungals. But yeah, I mean, I was saying, if you just let Eris get up with his to get up to the army he wants with all the creep spread, then you're in for a very tough game.
Yeah. That does have potential, though. I like the idea of, you know, fast expanding, getting up to full mineral saturation as quick as possible, then trying to turn that into the biggest bio attack you can possibly do.
Yeah.
So the 2-base no factory idea, I think, has potential.
Yeah, definitely. I think if this builds are a little bit more refined from Benbot, and obviously doesn't get quite as distracted, I think he's got a real shot. But it's yeah, it does look like we're going to have the expected semi-finals, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, wow, what a semi-finals will be.
Oh, it's
Eris, MicroMachine, Ketrock, and -0.
Yeah.
The 4 killers.
That's it's the ones we wanted. This is where there are no more easy games from here on out.
Yeah, Probots was like so many upsets, and yeah, this time things are going as expected, we'll say.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little less snipey, or
yeah,
sure.
I think I think the main difference out in Probots, then they have a lot more room to snipe and some cool sort of like plays to go and upset the bots. You know, which is fine. It's a pretty good way of doing it, but you know, here I think you obviously got you only get 2 submits, so you have to code for almost everyone, which makes snipe a bit harder. But yeah. So I think
this muta play actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of clever the way they decide when to attack and when to retreat.
Who was the other bot that had the really amazing muta play that we can't remember the name of at the moment? But I'll fast forward.
Are you talking about Perfect Split?
Perfect Split, that was the one, yeah.
Yeah, it had cool micro, but what I'm actually impressed with here is the decision making with the mutas.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they'll sit over damage to kill workers, sometimes they'll assist in killing a siege tank, and then sometimes they retreat from damage.
Yeah.
And it's never like an obviously bad decision that it's making. The team seems like the sort of thing that would often be an obviously bad decision because it's a difficult thing to code into your bot.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed.
Yeah. So 2-3-0s. This is you know, it's the favorite bots really showing the muscle tonight and putting the hurt on everyone else. But
very good, very good.
Yeah. So let's just take a quick look at the brackets. Let's take the chat out of the way first before we do that.
While you do that, I'm going to 8x through game 4 just to see what would have happened.
Go for it.
Why is it a 7
do we want to just put that on anyway? If you got time, just put it on really fast, I guess.
We could. Well, let me, before you make that final decision, let me check how long of a game it is.
Okay. I mean, we could go for it really fast, but yeah.
Glittering Ashes. It's a 45-minute game, so that's your maximum, right?
That's the timeout, yeah.
Yeah, that's a 45 minutes exactly.
Okay, so
I'm guessing it might be like a 15-minute game with something that breaks.
Yeah, possibly. It's normally the way things go with 45-minute games. I will.
Although with Benbots, you know, Benbot does take games beyond 45 minutes often.
Yeah.
He is a bot that can like hunker down and survive forever.
Yeah. All right, let's put this on 8x.
Yeah. You got the bracket up there?
Sorry, I've got the other game at 8x now.
Oh, okay.
So we'll go through this. It's a 45-minute game, guys, so I'm not going to put it all the way through.
Yeah, so it looked like it was a bunker rush at a game which got shut down. And the best way to watch this is just zoom in on the mini-map, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking a lot like the previous games, you know, we got those marauders chasing around random packs of Zerglings. Benbot trying to establish his third. Actually loses his SCV building the third, finally.
Yeah. So
got with the BCs a little earlier this time, though. So the BC is able to establish the
So
third
I
base.
think that's probably what's going to do it. I think it's probably going to be a lot of chasing around of BCs. So
I'm trying to see if there's any floating structures that get pushed to the corner. I don't see any evidence of that.
no, possibly not.
It could be a legitimate 45-minute game.
I have a suspicion that it will be a legitimate 45-minute game, but yeah.
Benbot's very good defensively, and if Benbot wins, he often takes a long time to close out the game.
Yeah. So he's got
so planetaries, BCs, and siege tanks fighting these Zerg forces. So some pretty good fights for.
Yeah.
Pretty good fights for Benbot PC to start.
Yeah.
Catching some good Yamato targets. The other thing about this map is it has a lot of bases, right?
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 16 bases instead of 14. Although one of them's a half base, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or two of them, I should say, since it's mirrored.
Yeah.
BCs are just quite good versus Hydras, so.
Yeah.
It makes these fights pretty solid for Benbot. And then, he's able to retain them.
I think this is actually going to be a legitimate 45-minute game. I'm slightly disappointed that I had the time limit of 45 minutes, else I would have else we could have slowed to the finish.
Yeah. I just saw Eris Yamato, one of Benbot's battle cruisers. So he does have BC code built into his Zergbot.
Yeah.
But not able to establish a fourth base is Benbot. So yeah, he's taking good fights. Unit's lost tab looks like 2.5 to 1.
Yeah.
So without taking a fourth.
So they're both up to like really good economies. I'm on the 13-minute mark, by the way.
Yeah, I'm around 14. 8 battlecruisers on the field. That's significant.
So
Eris took over 4 BCs at one time.
Wow. That's crazy.
But there's so many more BCs. Up to 9 now.
I mean, I guess this would be a legitimate... Yeah. I don't see any way of Benbot winning this before the time.
This could actually be a Benbot victory.
Yeah.
Like, he's getting to the point now where he's able to jump the BCs across the map and start attacking the main. So one thing Eris doesn't do is he doesn't really yoink the BCs or the Vipers, and he doesn't have like a Corruptor force.
Yeah.
Which you can deal with the BCs nice and quickly. He fights them with Hydras, and Hydras are not so hot versus battlecruisers.
Yeah, maybe that's something he could add to the bot.
Yeah. Corruptors must be a pain in the butt to use versus Vikings though, because you're outranged and just barely faster.
Yeah.
But they're so much better versus BCs. They do so much more DPS, and BC's damage versus air is very low compared to their damage versus ground.
Yeah.
BC's actually wiping out the main base of Eris.
I mean, the main thing is he's destroying all of the overlords as well. So, although the overlords are just moving away, so yeah.
Down to 7 BCs now.
That's what
Eris has lost his main, so he probably lost some tech he has to rebuild.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for that tech, and I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Yeah, he's not rebuilding anything.
Ah, so that's what happened.
Yeah.
It's funny, I'm looking at like the spore crawler farm. You can see all these drones in like a grid formation in the middle of the map. It's like, yeah, we don't have a spawning pool, so we can't actually build our spore crawler farm.
Yeah, so I think what happens is Eris bugs out because he lost all of his tech.
Yeah,
so
he wasn't able to rebuild. And yeah, these BCs will probably just take forever to win the game.
Yeah, so Sorry, Bembot. I believe the time limit has deprived you of a win here.
Yeah, you may want to set that to an hour. Our bots are
Yeah.
Developed enough now that 45 minutes is usually the point of the game where you just started mining out the map.
Yeah.
So if you mine out the map and the game goes another 15 minutes and you still haven't won, then probably something's broken at that point.
Yeah, I think that's probably sensible for next time. There are still some users on the field. Wait.
Yeah, there's just enough units that kind of annoy Benbot to keep him from attacking.
Yeah. So there's one fire, and that's the only production building he has. So
let's see, structure tab. He's got 8 spores, 1 spire, an Evo chamber. Oh, he's got the Evo chamber, so he can make spores.
Oh yeah.
I wonder why the grid of drones wasn't making them earlier. But spores is just another reason why this game won't end quickly, I guess.
Yeah, it's basically welcome to Spore Farm City.
I'm actually a little surprised Benbot doesn't win this with 20 minutes remaining.
Yeah. I think he's going to have difficulty getting any more bases up is the problem. Especially as he's not good at clearing creep.
Yeah, but I mean, even with what he has.
Yeah.
I guess he's jumping around and killing hatcheries, but Eris can definitely remake hatcheries.
Yeah. So that's the last of the Hydras, so there won't be any more Hydras coming out of Eris. So sorry guys, if you're wondering why we're going on at 8x. Eris has already won this, but this is a game that we didn't show that went on for 45 minutes, and we're trying to figure out why it's going on for 45 minutes. So the long distance mining from Benbot BC is now going on at the other base. Yeah, this is a shame. Eris's army down to 14. Just 4 Hydras remaining. Oh, they're both mining from the same base. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that the Benbot doesn't actually just take this. There's so much Zerg to get through, though. Okay, I'm probably going to call it there. It's quite obvious that Benbot's just going to run around and not kill quick creep for a while. So I think we've lost Ketrock. Yeah, I think Ketrock is disconnected. Sorry guys, you're stuck with me. That's okay though. I'll just have a look at the brackets for the moment. So there we have it. The 4 expected bots, Ketrock, -0, MicroMachine, and Eris all made it through to the semi-finals. There hasn't really been any big upsets so far, so we are gonna have some really fun fights next week. So next Saturday will be both semi-finals, and next Sunday will be the 3rd place match, and of course the final. So make sure you join us next week, and we'll see you all then. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you later.